Hello there, and welcome to the next chapter in Olina and the Big Wish. I hope you enjoy. Chapter 2 The Magical Soap. The next morning, when Olina went to bring Bumble his porridge, he was not there. This only happened when something was up. She put down the porridge and sat on a hay bale and wondered. Could this have something to do with what Bumble said yesterday? That he had a feeling that they soon would find out what happened to the troll Bew after he went to his family. He would never miss his December porridge. He was a farm elf, after all. While Olina was pondering, something suddenly landed in her lap. It was a little parachute with a small scroll attached, along with a little package. She looked up only to see a tail disappear through the little door in the gables. "Thank you, Apodemus," she yelled, and got a loud squeak in return. Apodemus was Bumble's old house mouse. He was incredibly old for a mouse, and Olina was convinced that it was magic that kept him alive. She untied the scroll and package from the parachute and read the scroll. It said, "Dearest Olina, as you may have figured, something is up once again in Whispers Forest. We meet at Cairn Hill this afternoon before the sun sets. In the package you will find a piece of soap. Do not use it, but bring it with you, and I will explain everything. Also please bring an apple, some bread, cheese, and a flashlight. Until then, take care, Bumble." Olina was puzzled. She took out the soap from the little package. It smelled wonderful. She closed her eyes, and when she took another whiff, she almost fell over. It was so fragrant. Never had she smelled a sweeter aroma. It was like walking in a flower garden on a fresh summer's day, and she suddenly felt the longing to walk in such a garden. As she sat on there, the loft suddenly started to spin. She grabbed on to the strings of the bale and closed her eyes to keep the loft from spinning. She opened her eyes again when the spinning stopped. She sat next to a creek. The birds were chirping, and the wonderful flowery aroma was everywhere in the air. Olina was no stranger to mysterious and magical things happening, and she looked curiously around. She still had Bumble's letter and the soap bar in her hands. The water rippled slowly in the creek, and the sun was warming her so much so that she had to take her winter coat off. "I wish I knew what was going on," she said to herself. Suddenly she heard wings flap near her. The whooshing sound of wings came nearer and became louder, but she could not see anything. She had to close her eyes again, as the wind became so strong when everything whirled around her. Then she was back at the hayloft. She sat back, amazed. "What a rush," she said to herself. "I wonder if that was what Bumble actually meant about the soap when he wrote, 'Don't use it.' Well, at least I didn't wash my hands with it," she giggled to herself. She left the porridge just in case and went back to the house to get ready for school. All she could think about that day was her soap experience and what Bumble was up to. It felt like another adventure was in the air. Thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of Olina and the Big Wish.